Do you miss running after stem cell injections and you're wondering, when can I start to jog again? I'm going to answer that in this video. My name is Dr. Chris Garcia. I'm a leading expert in stem cell recovery. I'm excited to get you back to running, back like those old days. So when we look at running, when is the appropriate time? And while everybody and every person is so different, the recovery process is different. The amount of injections they had, the localized regions they had, maybe it was your ankle, maybe it was your knee, maybe it was your hip, maybe it was your low back, and you miss running and you want to do this. Every person's story is different. Everybody's past medical history, everybody's surgeries, everybody's illnesses, autoimmune disease, pain, discomfort, chronic pain, all of that is different. And what led you to get injections is because you are different and you've struggled with that and you're looking for an answer. Well, the fantastic part is you've had those injections. Now you want to get back to running. Now there's a sequential way to get there. There's a safer way to get there. And I don't want you to ruin your injections. I want you to maximize them. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide here. But you have to understand there's multiple reasons why people can start running sooner or later. This is a basic framework. So let me tell you how the progression starts. At day 0, when you have injections, you're going to wait 2 weeks to do any form of physical activity. This is where you're just doing your daily activities. You're not doing much. Then from weeks 2 to 6, you're starting to see a physical therapist to help you through this process. You're starting to do a little bit of mobility. Maybe you're stiff. They start stretching you just lightly and you start doing some basic table exercises where you're lying on your back or your side. Nothing too strenuous. From week 6 to 12 is really where you're starting to do a little bit more body weight exercises, get more confident with squatting or single leg balance and those type of things. At week 12, is where you start to strengthen. This is where you start to maybe add more resistance, do lunging or single leg squats or things that were getting you prepared for running. And when you realize this, these are all building blocks to be able to do this. So you need the first 6 weeks to get your range of motion back and get your stiffness gone and get mobile again, right? So the next 6 weeks, up to week 12, is really about getting you stronger with more body weight and allowing your body to be able to resist the stress of gravity and your plus your body weight. So after week 12, this is where you start to add more resistance. You're going to start doing more exercise with therabands or pulleys or weights or whatever it is, and you're adding more resistance. So what you've done is you've now told your body, let's get mobile, let's get strong, let's add resistance. You see this pyramid coming up. Finally, you get to run. Well, you can't run unless your body's prepared for it. So you have to do the first 12 weeks appropriately to begin using a little bit more weights. So at the 12-week mark is when you start to add more resistance to allow your body to be able to run safely. If you really think about this, running is a lot of weight to the body. There are studies that have shown you can have 150 to 300% of your total body going through your knee joint when you run because of all the forces that go into the ground. Think about that. When your foot hits the ground, that's a lot of force and it pushes it right back up to your knee and hip and it pushes a lot of stress. Now, if your body's not ready for that, that's why you can't run very quickly or very soon after injections. So if your body has demonstrated that it can tolerate the motion, it can tolerate the body weight exercise, it can tolerate the resistance training, right around that 16-week mark, that 4-month mark, people start to transition into running. Now here's the problem that most people have. They start running with no progression. They're like, I've been patient, I've gone to the gym, I finally added some exercises, I just want to run a mile. When in reality, you can't do that and you shouldn't do that. You have to start what we call a walk-jog progression, where you're walking for 2 to 3 minutes and then you're jogging for a minute, and you're walking for 2 to 3 minutes and you're jogging for a minute. And what this does is it tells your body, here's what it's gonna feel like to run. But we're gonna give you a little break to tolerate and walk for a little bit. Then we're gonna add more stress. Then we're gonna relax. And so now your body acclimates or accommodates to that new stressor. This teaches your body to be able to do this, and then you start switching this through several walk-jog progressions. And as a physical therapist, this is what we help people do. And as a consumer, you're not aware of this. You're like, why can't I just jog? And it's because your body needs to be able to adapt to these small changes. So over a 4-week period, a 1-month period, you'll be jogging in no time. But if you don't do this correctly, most people start jogging around 8 weeks, the 2-month mark, the 3-month mark, and they flare themselves up. They have a setback and they just continue to have inflammation. They wonder, is it the stem cells that are not working? You know, what did I do wrong? Well, in reality is you didn't build the building blocks appropriately so your body was ready to run. So the thing I can tell you here, most people started at the 4-month mark. If you've been working with a specialist or a physical therapist who knows exactly what they're doing, exactly where these healing timelines are to demonstrate that you are ready for this, that is when you'll be cleared to be able to do this, and they're with you step by step. It doesn't mean at the 4-month mark you're ready. Whenever we're doing a return to running progression, there's 2 pieces to this. There's are you ready at the 4-month mark? So the time perspective is you got to wait to the 4-month mark. And then has your body demonstrated that it can do 20 single leg squats without flare-ups, 10 lunges on each leg, body weight squats with at least your body weight, or with your total body weight. And those criteria tell us your body's ready, and from a time perspective, your tissue should be ready. So you have to have both, the criteria to demonstrate you've done it and the time to be able to do it. If you haven't done this appropriately, your body won't be ready, but the time will be ready. Or you've built it, your body's doing great, but it's a 3-month mark. I wouldn't accelerate that. I would take the time because your body and those cells are still not done healing. So when you're considering a return to run progression, you love running, you're a runner, you want to go slow on this process. I wouldn't try to expedite this because we have so many clients from all over the world that work with us online. They struggle to push hard, and they only do it because they want to feel good again. But the problem is they struggle to push hard later. They want to do it sooner. And so if you can develop some patience, start looking at walk jog progressions, that would put you on the right path. Now, if you're struggling with, having somebody guide you along that process, you feel lost, you're not sure if it's for you, you're not sure if you're on the right path, or is right now the time, I'm a little swollen, can I do it now? I'm at month 4, I'm at month 3 or month 4, I think I'm ready, what are the criteria? Reach out to me and my team at the Stem Cell Recovery Experts. We'll go through a diagnostic, we'll look at your running form, we'll give you information, we'll tell you, is this the perfect time for you? We'll give you a lay of the land so you can understand where you can see yourself in your recovery process and give you these milestones to be able to be successful. And the problem with a lot of people who try and do this on their own, or they do with a person maybe who's not experienced in this, you have a lot of ebb and flow in progress, and you try running and you have a setback and you have a flare up and you have more inflammation, you get frustrated, so you're patient, you're really good about it, so you stop, and then your provider, your local physical therapist tells you to run again, and you try again, you go out the gates at a mile or 2, and then you have a setback, and so you have this wavering thing of wavering progress. And most people struggle because they have that wavering progress, and mentally and emotionally that puts you in a worse position because you question, is this the right path? Am I going crazy? Is this the thing for me? I feel like that pain's moving around. I don't know what the next step is. And we'll give you that clarity, that direction. So if you're looking for that, a little bit of more of that confidence, the clarity, the direction to be able to run again just like you were, we'd be excited to help. Again, reach out to us at the contact information below, and we're excited to be able to help you move and run just like you were doing before. Hi, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for my weekly tips on recovering safely to create long-lasting results after stem cell therapy. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.